This Zoom is this Zoom account is brought to us by Pipo National. So mas malaki ang capacity nito at ano to, paid account. So pakiano lang sa mga ibang ano, di pa nakakalipat. So wait lang tayo. So nihintay ko lang din yung aking ano, screen. Okay, we are actually more than 100 right now. So, and since we are coming out from different schools and different organizations, so please format our account names in our Zoom. So let us follow the format. Organization, school or company, course, and then name. For easy recognition. So please press Seldon.
Yes, sir.
Do you have the share screen right now? Can you
Wait
test?
lang.
Can you try
Yes,
it?
sir. Wait lang po, sir. May technical problem lang po. So let's start our program proper. Good evening everyone. Before po magsimula ang ating program, tayo po ay mananalangin muna na susundan ng ating pambansang awit.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, telas ng sinakalan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iindig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pang ay di magdidinig. Luman ang araw ng walhagit pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya ng pagkay mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Wait lang po. May saglit lang pong technical problem.
Hindi
So good evening again everyone. Pasensya na po sa technical issue na nangyari. Welcome po sa lahat na nandito sa ating webinar ngayon na pinamagatang Fire Protection Engineering. Ako nga po pala, Seldon Yala, President of Philippine Integrated Fire Protection Organization, Taguig City University Student Chapter. Kamusta po ba ang lahat? Nagapunan na po ba? Hindi pa po. So, pasensya na po sa delay. Pwede naman po kayong kumain while listening to our speaker later. Baka maya-maya po ay malipasan kayo niyan. Hindi sana all may nag-aalala. Joke lang po. For now, let's give a shout out muna for different organizations po na nandito ngayon sa ating meet. First of all, yung sa PIIE, Main and TCU Student Chapter. Ayan, hello po sa inyo. Good evening. Next is sa PICE, Taguig City University Student Chapter. Hello po sa inyo. Good evening po. PISM, Taguig City University Student Chapter. Hello po sa inyo. And then sa IIEE, Metro West and Taguig City University Student Chapter. So good evening po sa lahat. So paalala lang po, please mute your microphone. Hanggat maaari, wag po tayong open ng mic or bantayan dahil kadalasan ay hindi po natin namamalayang napindot na pala. Okay po? May pagkakataon po kayong magtanong pagkatapos magtalakay ng ating speaker. At paki-rename din po ng inyong Zoom account into organization, company, or university first _ last name and first name po. Thank you so much. This webinar is in partnership with Institute of Integrated Electrical Engineers, Metro West Chapter, together with Taguig City University Student Chapter. And here's the organizational chart of IIEE Metro West with the President, Engineer Trosio John Regis Saldua, VP Internal Engineer Binarao Henry Bragas, VP External Engineer Borromeo Brian Red, VP Technical Engineer Santos James Michael Sioson, Secretary Engineer Balingit Pamela Torrevillas, Treasurer Engineer Garcia Jennifer Bodino, Auditor Engineer Alejo Aileen Albo Ladora, with the Board of Directors, Engineer Baldo Jonathan Arsenio, Engineer Ramsuan Rolando Garcia, Engineer Yu Julie Duck, please, and Dr. Apollo Pablo Zantua. Also, we are in partnership of Pansang Samahan ng Ingeniero Mechanical Global City Chapter together with Taguig City University Student Chapter. So here they are with the organizational chart. With the President of Dr. Apollo Pablo U. Zantua, Vice President Executive Engineer Francisco Dime, Engineer Rico A. Hineta, BP Internal. Engineer Ruel D. Lotino, BP Technical. Engineer Salvador T. Gililang, BP External. Engineer David Macarimban, BP Communications. Engineer Christine Joyce Rangel, Secretary. Engineer Marlo Comadre, Treasurer. Engineer Rupa May Castro, TRO. Engineer Roland Bisaya, Board of Trustees. Engineer Juni Butil, Board of Trustees. Engineer Kingly Fernandez, Board of Trustees. Engineer Mark Anthony Alaurin, Board of Trustees. Engineer Hoda Usman, Board of Trustees. And Engineer Jejomar Prado, Board of Trustees. And here's the organizational yan, okay. We are also the Philippine Institute of Civil Engineers together with Taguig City University Student Chapter. And here's the organizational chart of PICE Taguig City Student Chapter with the chairperson, Engineer Cherny R. Sotero. President, Mr. Mark Anthony Capulong. BP Internal, Mr. Hedan Bodonal. BP External, Ms. Olga Buenaobra. General Secretary, Ms. Angelica Floralde. Deputy Secretary, Mr. Carl Nison Siscar. Treasurer, Ms. Daniela Pagiwa. Auditor, Ms. Charlize B.N. Ruiz. PIO, Mr. Joshua Itabes. PRO, Mr. Brent Lawrence Rota. Business Manager, Mr. Jose Francisco Rentutar. Fourth Year Representative, Mr. Mac Axel Mingyola. And Third Year Representative, Ms. Sheila May Salvador. We are also have the Philippine Institute of Industrial Engineers, main together with Taguig City University Student Chapter. And here's the organizational chart of PIIE Taguig City Student Chapter with the advisor, Engineer Dennis Apisamis and Engineer Maria Joy R. Reyes. Together with President Ms. Camille Dumangit, BP Internal Ms. Jennerin Caraos, BP External Ms. Junalyn Manginsay, Secretary Ms. Kyle Justo, Documentation Committee Ms. Michelle Aldave, Treasurer Ms. Vivian Jane Manginsay, Public Relations Committee Ms. Maria May Rote, Auditor Mr. Hans David Westeslaw, Designs Committee Ms. Joanna Marisa Hise, Events Committee Ms. Macy Fernando, Second Year Representative Ms. Maria Cristina Barcita, Third Year Representative Mr. Simon John Spangler, Fourth Year Representative Ms. Maria Ethel Sabulaw. Lastly, we have the Taguig City University Industrial Technology Society or ITS. And here's the organizational chart of ITS Taguig City University. The advisor, Ms. Mary Ann Q. Basilio, Engineer Penwil Moralio, Engineer Pedro Kimora, and Engineer Dennis Abesames. Together with President Joel R. Evangelista, Vice President for External Ron Jason M. Eduardo. Vice President for Internal, Kent Ian C. Eraskin. Secretary, Nerly D. Alolino. Treasurer, Liflin Ann Lugto. PIO, Kathleen A. Arcilia. Auditor, Rencia Hermo. Second Year Representative, Franz Rimwell Aronsado. Third Year Representative, Jerla May T. Kadangan. Fourth Year Representative, Karil Ann Dagundong. This event is supported by Taguig City University College of Engineering and Technology and presented by Philippine Integrated Fire Protection Organization Taguig City Chapter. So handa na po ba ang lahat? Pwede pa ba akong makita ng heart reaction dyan? Ayan, hello po. Ayan, so let's begin with the Vice President of Pambansang Samahan ng Ingenyerong Mechanical Global City Chapter, Vice President Internal, Engineer Rico A. Heneta for the opening remarks. Sir?
Good day, everyone. Okay. So I'm Rico Heneta Jr. So it is my honor and pleasure to welcome you all to this very special occasion. This month is a Fire Prevention Month, and we are gathered here in this webinar to raise awareness and discussion about the importance of a fire safety. As we all know, fire is one of the most destructive and dangerous disasters that happen to everyone. It can cause severe damage to our properties, injured or even kill people. So that's why it is essential that we take every measures to prevent fires and even educate ourselves on how to react in case of emergencies. So this webinar, it aims to bring experts, professionals, and even individuals, so who have experience in incidents. We will hear from them as they'll share their insights, knowledge, and best practices on how to prevent and manage fires. So I hope that this webinar will serve as a valuable resources for all of us. As we work towards creating safer communities, let us take this opportunity to learn from one another and to commit ourselves and make fire prevention a top priority. Okay, so thank you for listening and hope that this webinar is informative and engaging. That's all.
Thank you for that wonderful and inspiring message, Engineer Heneta. Thank you, sir. And now let's move on to our resource speaker, Dr. Apollo Pablo Zantua. Dr. Apollo Pablo Zantua is a Japan-educated engineer, being a recipient of a Japan government scholarship for engineering. He finished Bachelor of Engineering in Polytechnic University, PTU, in Sagamihara City, Japan. Dr. Zantua is a former faculty of engineering in University of the Philippines at Los Baños, UPLB. Si Dr. Zantua din po ay kilala sa pagkakaroon ng 5 professional licenses. At kung maalala niyo po, si Doc Zantua ay na-featured na sa Philippine Star, mga radio shows at mga nangungunang TV network sa Pilipinas tulad ng ABS-CBN, GMA, PTV4, TV5 at TV5 po. Ayan po. So wow, nakaka-inspired, no? Bilang isang estudyante na malaman ang katulad ni Sir Zantua na ganito kasikap mag-aral. And here are those licenses. He is a civil engineer, master plumber, electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, and a licensed professional teacher. Also, he is a qualified professional in production engineer in Japan, instrumentation engineer, RI Singapore, plumbing engineer, RI Singapore, industrial engineer, and safety officer 2 from Dole. His claim to fame is being the only one to pass 4 national board exam, which is mechanical engineering, civil engineering, master plumber, and licensed professional teachers within 6 months. So imagine that. Wow. PTU is a national university in Japan and alma mater of the world-renowned technocrat Shigenobu Nagamori. So now, let's give a virtual round of applause to our resource speaker, Dr. Apollo Pablo Uy Zantua. Sir?
Okay, thank you very much for the long but nice introduction. However, I would go on faster on my time since I have prepared emergency presentation. For everybody's knowledge, I am not the speaker for the day. There are 2 who promised us to be our speaker from the industry. However, because of conflict of schedule, so I was given the opportunity today. So anyway, thank you for this opportunity of being with you today. So I will share my my screen. So as you can see, I'm just finished doing my presentation, saving it, and then let us go to the first slide. So anyway, I will not waste your time, though I am just an emergency speaker for the day. I would like to give justice for this opportunity of being with you. So my topic is about fire protection engineering, and I will discuss fire protection engineering based on NCEES, or the National Council of Examiners for Engineering and Surveying, which is an American agency.
Sir, excuse po, sir. May naka-open cam, sir. Ay, open mic, sir. Paki-off na lang po. Thank you. Sorry, sir. Okay na po.
Okay na, okay. So let's continue. By the way, I'm your speaker, Dr. AP Zantua, from PIPO, because PIPO is the main sponsor of this, with the supporting partners that we already introduced. So I am also a member of PSME, IIEE, Metro West, and so many other organizations like PICE, PSME, PIIE, and so on. So anyway, what is fire protection engineering? So fire is a physical phenomena that can be felt, no? So sense of feel. sense of sight, sense of smell. We can smell it, we can feel it, we can see it. So, and the feeling, it is hot. So that is a physical phenomena. Protection, it is a way, method. And in this regard, in this context, we want this protection, this process to be scientific. It's a scientific method that we would implement in order to preserve something or somebody. Okay? Either it is a human being or object or property. Okay. And what is engineering? Engineering is those activities that uses scientific principles and creating products using those principles, making therefore the principles into reality. Okay? So that is what we mean by fire protection in engineering. So fire protection engineering is known to Western countries, European countries, and it is defined, just like what I've said. I will base my presentation on NCEES. So what is NCEES? Who are they? It is a council of 69 engineering and surveying licensing boards from all 50 states in the US, and including District of Columbia, Guam, Northern Marianas Island, Puerto Rico, US Virgin Islands. Okay? So there are a total of 69 engineering boards. These boards are divided into 4 geographic zones: Central, Northwest, Southern, and Western United States. So, and because it is from the US and they are defining the professional areas of each of the engineering disciplines, somewhat our country's culture, since it is patterned in the United States, somewhat copying the US traditions. Okay, that is my observation. I would like our country to copy Japan. Okay, but the tradition of our country is to copy the United States. Okay. So what are the exam under the NCEES? There are 2 types of exam, what we call the fundamentals of engineering exam and the principles of practice of engineering exam. So if you pass the fundamentals of engineering exam or the FE exam, you are now qualified to take the PE exam. And if you pass the PE exam, you will be given a license, the professional engineer license, to practice the particular engineering field that you applied for. So that is what we mean by this examination. So it is a written, mostly written test, depending upon the field of discipline. It is written to get the minimum level of competency in a particular engineering discipline. It is designed for engineers who have gained a minimum of 4 years post-college work experience in their chosen field. So not only that you are qualified to take the PE exam after passing the FE exam, you need also at least 4 years of experience. So there is a similarity in the Philippines. We have what? Professional electrical engineer, that after college, you pass the electrical engineering exam. Then after that, 4 years or more of experience, depending upon the qualification, you are allowed to take the exam for professional electrical engineer. Same is true with mechanical engineers. So they have what? Professional mechanical engineers and electronics engineers. They also have professional electronics engineers. So in our country, professional electrical engineer, PIIE, professional mechanical engineer, PME, professional electronics engineer, PECE, are similar to this type of structure. So there are exam, but the difference is the professional exam in our country, sometimes they are not written, but they are a technical report or project. So in this NCEES examination, they are written and actually designed. They are design examination. So the exam includes 85 questions. So in our country, the exam is 100 items for the fundamental engineering exam. No? 100 items for each subject. So a total of, usually, total of 300 if there are 3 subjects. Okay? So usually, our engineering examinations are 3 subjects. The only difference is sanitary board exam, which has 6 subjects. So therefore, total of 600 items. But this exam in United States is 85 questions. Okay? And the 85 questions must be solved within 9.5 hours. Actually, 8.5 hours. Okay? So 1 hour is allotted for some other matters, like a break time. So 8.5 hours is allotted for 85 questions. So meaning to say, 85 divided by 8.5. So 10 questions per hour. 10 questions per hour. That is the so you must be able to solve 10 questions per hour, and the payment is $375. This is about 18,000 pesos application fee for that examination. So the nearest to Philippines is Guam. So the nearest examination center in the Philippines is Guam. So if you have 18,000 pesos for the application fee and you are qualified to take, so you can apply for the license in United States. Okay. FPE is one of the 16 engineering disciplines. Take note. Okay. What is FPE? Fire Protection Engineer examination is one of the 16 engineering disciplines being licensed to practice in United States. Okay. So take note, this is the actual. This is the actual web page of NCEES. So as you can see, agricultural and biological engineering we have in the Philippines. Agricultural engineering, architectural engineering we don't have in the Philippines. We have architecture in the Philippines, but we do not have architectural engineering. So we have chemical engineering, we have civil engineering. We do not have control systems engineering. We have electrical engineering, but it is coupled with computer engineering in the Philippines and also electronics engineering. It is one license in United States. They have environmental engineering. We don't have in our country. They have fire protection engineering. And they have industrial engineering board exam in United States. Industrial and systems engineering. Okay? So some of us right now are industrial engineering students. So you may be inclined to take the examination in the United States instead of in the Philippines because we don't have license in the Philippines. However, we have a national exam for industrial engineer in the Philippines, what we call certified industrial engineer exam. So, but that is not a license. What I'm talking right now, these are license. What we mean by license? They are allowed to practice that field of engineering according to the law if you pass. Okay, so mechanical engineering, we have also in our country. Metallurgical and materials, we have in our country. Mining and mineral, we have in our country. What else? Naval architecture and marine engineering, we have. Nuclear, we do not have. Petroleum, we do not have, but we have a course, engineering course in the Philippines, petroleum engineering, and we have, and they have structural. Take note, civil engineering and structural engineering are two different things in United States. In our country, they are one. Okay, so one license is enough for these two in our country, civil and structural. So this is just to show you that fire protection engineer is a serious field. Okay. Are there schools with BS fire protection engineering? There are so many schools in United States that offer Bachelors of Science in fire protection engineering, or even Bachelor of Engineering in fire protection engineering. Okay? So there are plenty of them. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there are more than 20. No? There are more than 20 universities in United States. No? In addition, there are so many universities in United States that offer BS Fire Protection Engineering Technology. Okay, what is the difference of this one and this one? The difference that BS Fire Protection Engineering is under Washington Accord competency, and BS Fire Protection Engineering Technology is under Sydney Accord. Okay, and if we have a technician, because each and every engineering field, there are 3 levels actually in the whole world. We have the engineers, we have the technologists, and we have the technician. So the lowest level is technician, and they are also offering BS courses and also short courses for the technician field, which is actually under the Dublin Accord. So there are 3 equivalency and standard for competencies of these levels. So for us, engineering, we are following the Washington Accord. And our country is not yet a full member. Our country is a provisional member of Washington Accord. Only one country, I think, only 2 countries in Southeast Asia are member of Washington Accord. That is Malaysia and Singapore. So there are plenty of schools that offering. So that is another indication that fire protection engineering is a legitimate engineering field. What are the examination subjects? So in the licensing examination in United States, there are 4 subjects to study and pass. So there are 4 subjects. So just like what I've said, in engineering in our country, there are only 3 subjects for each of engineering disciplines, except sanitary engineering. Okay? So while in United States, although there are only 85 questions, the 85 questions is distributed among these 4 subjects. Number one subject is fire protection analysis. Okay. Analyzation of the fire protection system being installed in a structure. Okay. Number 2, fire dynamics fundamentals. So this is fire science. Okay. So if you are mechanical engineers, you are familiar with thermodynamics. Okay. So if you are civil engineers, civil engineering and electrical engineering, maybe you are familiar with hydraulics and water or fluid mechanics or fluid dynamics. Okay. So if you are fire protection engineering, so you must be very familiar with fire dynamic fundamentals. And number 3 subject is active and passive systems. So these are the topics that are actually the design subject in the licensure examination. Okay, and the fourth one is egress and occupant movement. Egress and occupant movement, this is, I think, in our country, because we do not have fire protection engineering in our country. So this is, I think, under egress is architecture, civil engineering, while occupant movement, this is the control of human beings, how they must be taken out of a certain structure at a certain period of time. Okay? Occupant movement. So not just to what? Not to allow stampede. Okay? Not to allow panic, okay, to happen. That will cause what? Destruction to lives and properties. Okay? So this is, I think, under industrial engineering. So for those of you who are here, civil engineering students or civil engineers, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, industrial engineers, and architecture or architect, you are all involved in fire protection engineering, because we do not have yet the fire protection engineering field. However, it will not be long, since BFP is now undergoing creation of an equivalent of just, I think that is an equivalent of board of examiner. That's an equivalent. So BFP is constructing 5 or committee of 5 person or committee of 10 person, I don't know. So there is a committee that composed of expert that will give examination for those who want to have a competency that is accredited by BFP, and therefore will gain some rights and privileges under the fire code of the Philippines. Okay, so and I think that will become the pioneer offshoot of license. Okay, just like what happened in teacher's license examination. So teacher's license is not originally handled by PRC. They are handled originally by civil service, okay, commission, and right now they are being handled by PRC. So I think that is the offshoot of will become an offshoot of a license in the future. So if we are in this field for in the future, so we may think of our future as fire protection engineer license later on in our lives. Okay, so let us do that, because more and more demand for fire protection field is coming up. Why? Because of more and more buildings are going to be installed, going to be put up, that are over 10 story. Okay, so if the buildings are more than 10 story, we have a problem in case of emergency. And if we do not have enough contingency, enough system to create protection for the lives, properties of the people, okay, so there comes the danger. Okay, there are already risks. So there are about 20, 30, 40 stories, 51 stories. I saw my one of my brother engineer handling the project of 51-story building. So I think that is one of the highest building in our country. So 51-story. Okay? So at the same time, the problem of fire protection will become severe as the building becomes higher and higher. And if we can go back to number 3 subject, this is design, active and passive design. So active are usually with the involvement of electrical, electronics, and mechanical. While passive systems are with the involvement of civil and architects. Okay? So as you can see right here, letter A, water-based fire protection system. So I think this is for mechanical engineer. Special hazard systems, mechanical engineer. Letter C, detection, alarms, signaling system. It could be electrical, it could be electronics engineer. So smoke control system, mechanical. Explosion protection and prevention system, mechanical. Passive building system, this is architect and civil engineers. Okay? So there are involvement of most of the engineering field. Okay? Actually, one board exam subject of sanitary engineer, because I experienced taking sanitary engineering board exam, one subject out of the 6 board exam subject of sanitary is actually fire protection engineering subject. Okay? But since sanitary engineers are too few, there are too few. I think they are less than 2,000. The licensed Filipino sanitary engineers less than 2,000. So they do not have any will or manpower to get involved with other topics aside from public health and sanitary engineering design. So sanitary engineering design, public health are enough for less than 2,000 people. Okay. So okay. So since you are mostly engineering, so let us try your just like just get your scratch paper and try to answer. So and I'm happy that we are about five different schools. We can start this. We started in mechanical engineering a conglomeration of different schools that have activities per year, yearly activities. We have competition. So maybe we have this competition for fire protection. And also, not only academic competition, there are games for students, right? So I would like to give you an idea that you can have people, student chapter in your school. Okay, you can have people, student chapter in your school, and connect with us, and we will connect with you and have an activity, yearly activity. Okay, so that's one thing that we had in mechanical engineering, but mechanical engineers are also participating here. So we can have so many schools per year and increasing the number of schools that would participate. We have what? Mobile Legends competition in mechanical engineering. There are about 10 schools right now that competes, not only academic, but with games, no, for students. So studying is not only formal study, but also sometimes extracurricular with games. So we can do that in our school. So we will connect with you. So if you are a representative of your school or president of your class, please contact Mark Anthony. So Mark Anthony Kapulong on your one of our participants right now, or President Seldon Niala. You can chat, you can PM, you can contact, so that we can invite your school or your class next year. One activity per year is okay for our fire protection. So we will make this a yearly activity every March, okay? Every March, okay? Because March is what? Fire prevention month of our country, I think. So you can guess the answer to this. Determine the flow in gallons per minute through an extended coverage pendant K16.8 sprinkler at 85 PSI. Okay, so this is one of the exam in fire protection engineering, which is now leaning towards what? Water resources and hydraulics, fluid mechanics, and so on. No? So, okay. So the answer is 155 gallons per minute. I think most of you, particularly those third year, second year, third year, fourth year, I think you can already answer this question. Okay. Now, I would like you to answer in the chat. No? Maybe, I don't know, the sponsor. There are plenty of sponsors. There are plenty of organizations that support this. Maybe they will give a reward. Who will be the first to answer correctly? So write your answer on our chat. Write your answer on our chat for the next question. The first one to get the correct answer would be the winner. Press mark. Press mark, Kapulong. Pakitingnan mo kung sino yung mauunang mag-submit. Okay. Which of the following types of pipe would require the most hangers for the same length of 1.5 pipe? Okay, time's up. Okay, tingnan kung sino ang nanalo dyan. Press Kapulong. Answer. Sino yung unang nakasagot? So I think answer is letter A. Sino yung unang nakasagot? Bibigyan niya ng prize, no? Press Kapulong. Nakikita ba kung sino yung unang nakasagot?
Excuse me po.
Yung first ko is si Dugan Jason po.
Okay, paki-take note. Okay.
Excuse me, sir. May naka-open mic po ulit. Sir Banyaga.
Okay. Paki-take note kasi baka padala natin yan ng yung niya, panalo kung ano man yung ibibigay nating sponsor. Okay? Baka t-shirt o cash, no? Hindi natin alam. Marami kasing nag-sponsor dito eh. Particularly, there are 167 participants. So, next question. Try and try. So, meron tayong 4 questions dito. 4 yung question dyan. Which of the following would be considered a typical fire load for a bedroom? So, I think ito ay malapit sa civil engineer and architect, no? Yan yung kanilang dinidesign, no? So, sino kaya mo una?
Excuse me, Sir Banyaga. Naka-open mic po kayo.
Magsagot lang po tayo sa ano. Okay, sagot lang, wag lang mag-on ng microphone. Answer na lang sa chat, sa chat. Sa chat tayo mag-answer. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer. So answer is letter B. Sino una nakasagot sa B?
Tanael Jericho po.
Okay, so meron tayo. Winner. Oh, last question. Last chance. Fire pump speed is altered from 1,760 to 1,800 RPM. What is the new head if the original was 120? No? So, mamaya mayroon ding ipopost si Pres Kapulong sa ating chat na attendance sheet para sa free certificate, no? Eh, yung kailangan nyo, free certificate, bibigyan ng certificate yan at nandun ilalagay yung attendance, no? Sa chat. So, naka-Google form yon, so para madali kayo mapadala ng e-cert. E-cert lang ha, e-certificate lang, so soft copy lang yan. O kanya-kanya na lang yung pa-print niyan. Anyway, free naman yan. Okay? So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer. Okay, so I think civil engineering, mechanical engineering, merong ganitong formula, no? I am not aware kung merong ganitong formula ang electrical engineering. Pero mechanical and civil, I'm sure meron, no? I think this is called affinity law sa fluid mechanics. Okay. So sino ang nakatamang sagot?
Si Perez Denzel, sir.
Okay. So meron na tayong 1, 2, 3 na nanalo. So hanggang mamaya, huwag tayong alis. May mga surprise pa tayo dyan. So pati yung ating attendance, link ay ipalagay ni Pres Kapulong sa ano. Anyway, so I would like to go to the next slide. Tapos na to, ano. So ito yung mga topics. Okay? Ano ko lang. So these are the topics na subject of board examination for fire protection. So sinasabi ko nga, napaka very specific, no? This exam topic have not changed since October 2018. So up to now, 2023, ito pa rin yung exam topic dyan. So for example, fire protection analysis. Ano ba yung mga pinag-usapan sa fire protection analysis? So these are fire protection engineering topics because this is a board exam for fire protection engineering. So ano ba yung mga topics natin under analysis? Types of analysis, hazard analysis, okay? Risk analysis. So hazard analysis and risk analysis are also available in our curriculum in engineering under OSH, okay? Safety and health. occupational safety and health. And also, after you graduate, you will maybe become interested in becoming a safety officer or safety engineer. There is a licensing of safety officer under DOLE. So DOLE gives a license for safety officers. So you will take what? BOSS, COS, or high arc. High arc is what we mean by hazard analysis and risk analysis. Okay. Number 3, limitations of analysis. What are the limits? So fire protection engineering, just like any other engineering, we have design and analysis, but we cannot promise. We cannot promise. There is no engineering field that can promise absolutely 100% safety. There is no engineering field that can promise 100% safety. Okay? What is being promised in the building code, for example, in the Philippines, is the protection of life, property, public health, and public welfare. That is the only promise that is being committed by the National Building Code of the Philippines. Okay. Protection of life, property, public health, and welfare. There is no guarantee. If you give protection, but you did not give guarantee, you are just being responsible, but that is not 100%. No, sure. No, you are doing what is the best for the community as an engineer, but you as an engineer cannot promise 100% safety. Okay. That is what we mean by this. Data interpretation, that will be applying information for analysis. So using data, because there are certain engineering limitation. For example, how can you model smoke? How can you model the flow of smoke, which is totally random? Okay. So therefore, we can still model smoke. We can still compute. We can still calculate. We can still predict, but the prediction cannot be 100% sure. Okay? There is somewhat uncertainty and safety factors. That's why engineering. Okay? So technical drawings, schematics, plans for our participants, which are right now doing their engineering drawing and plan. Okay? So it's very important. This is a subject matter for what? Board examination, technical drawing, schematics, plans. Okay? Okay? And so you can see next area is fire dynamics fundamentals. Fire and smoke behavior. Okay? Let us study. Although we don't have 100% surety, just like any other engineering, we can make the uncertainty small, gradually smaller and smaller as the experiment, as the study continues. So it will improve. It will only improve. And the improvement will always be reflected on the engineering codes. Okay? So fire size and growth, combustion is a subject in mechanical engineering. Plume entrainment, material properties. So almost all engineering fields have materials, no? Subject. Material compatibility. Okay? But in this context, we are very much focused on those materials that reacts slowly with heat. Okay? Okay. So and those are called fire retardant materials. No, if you react very slowly against heat, so fire retardant materials, and we would love to use those kind of materials in our design. Okay? And again, active and passive system, just like what I've said, we have what? Water-based fire protection system. So we have what? Fire sprinkler, no? How to design criteria, water supply, pressure requirement, design area, capabilities and limitation, hydraulic calculation. What is the usefulness of your fire protection system, of your fire sprinkler system, if there is no water or there is no enough pressure for the water to flow? So systems type, wet and dry pipe. So dry pipe is not used in our country because we do not have snow. So they are being utilized in countries with winter season because they do not have what problem. They have problem during snow when you put water that is not being moved for a very long period of time. What will happen to the water inside the pipe during winter season? It will clog the pipe and they become what? They become solid water, solid phase of water, that is ice. Okay, so icing, that is what we call icing. So we need what? De-icing process. So instead of de-icing process, we are going to use dry pipe, pipe without water. In case of fire, that is when we allow water to flow. So that is what we mean by dry pipe. So system components, sprinkler, nozzles are being designed, hangers, bracing, even corrosion control. Okay, water supply distribution system, very much in the area and area of license of what? Master plumber. This is master plumber. So this is not really mechanical engineering. This is the license of master plumber. Water supply and distribution, mechanical engineering, fire pumps and controllers. What about the power supply of these fire pumps, power supply of these different devices and components? So those are the area of electrical engineers. No? While the control system, signaling, they are in the area of electronics engineers. So in our country, because we do not have fire protection engineer license, so there are many fields that gather together and we call ourselves PIPO. What is the meaning of PIPO? Philippine Integrated Fire Protection Organization. And we accept architects, we accept civil engineers, we accept electrical engineers, electronics engineers, mechanical engineers, and others to be members of our organization, which will support the BEP in its enforcement and implementation of the Fire Code of the Philippines. Special hazard systems. Okay. Design criteria, design method, pipe sizing. These are areas that could be mechanical, civil, architect. Okay. So architects are always here with us. They can do this. While on letter C, this is mostly electrical and electronics, detection, alarm, signaling, design, sequencing of operation. So there are electrical engineers and electronics engineers that are expert in this field. Full versus partial detection, capabilities, limitation, design, and occupancies. Okay? System components. What are the control equipment? Power supply. Even high voltage batteries. Okay? Power supply would be the area of electrical engineers. So circuit classification, wiring methods, maybe these are electrical engineers. No? Survivability, building control function, electronics engineer, system interfaces, I'm not really talking about the areas of concern of different engineering fields. I'm just giving my opinion. Okay? I'm basing my presentation of this topic from NCEES, not from the engineering laws that governs the different engineering fields of our country. That is not my forte. That is not my specialty. No. So you have to get it a warning that I am just stating my opinion on whether who are the proper person to be called for if you are going to ask for a design of FDAS, for example, detection alarm signaling system. You know, maybe you will go to electrical engineer, maybe you will go to electronics engineer. I don't know. I think they are both capable. I think they are both capable of this. So I don't have the proper answer for that. So my topic is fire protection engineering. Okay? Smoke control system. How to control the smoke, because fire is one thing that may kill you. Fire is one thing that, of course, will damage property. Okay? The physical phenomena of being a fire. But the result of a fire is smoke. Okay? And there are many injuries caused by smoke. There are many fatalities caused by smoke. Trap inside a certain room, you will what? Going to die because of what? Because of breathing difficulty. You will have continuous difficulty in breathing, so you will die. So we need to what? Control smoke in what? In public areas. Maybe if you have what? Residential building, we don't need to control smoke actually. But if we are talking of what? Buildings, the residential areas that is high-rise in nature, high-rise building, for example, what? Condominiums, they are also residential areas, but they are very dense in a very small footprint of lot. So because of that, there is a what? Demand for fire protection engineering in the future, coming out from different engineering fields like you are taking right now. So you are coming from architecture program, civil engineering program, electrical engineering program, electronics engineering program, civil engineering program, and so on, mechanical engineering program. So we have those type of participants right now. So shout out to each and every one of you, and thank you for coming. So smoke control is not in any of engineering fields in our country. Okay, smoke control system is not being studied in our country in any engineering field. So I will show you explosion, protection, prevention system. So I will show you some example of this later. So mostly mechanical engineering, but letter F, mostly architect and civil engineers, passive building system, construction, materials, the height, dimension, the area, they are not guess. they are being computed. The height, the dimension, they are computed, they are calculated. Okay? They are not just having that size of door for nothing. They are computed. That is space. For example, door for what? Exit. What is the proper size of the door for exit? We have a computation for that. That is not a guess. We have tables for that. Okay? So that is not a guess. There are standards for that. So building separation distance. Okay? How much separation we need in order for the fire not to contaminate other areas. Okay? This is being designed. Interior finishing, flame spread rating of the materials, critical radiant flux. For example, mall has a different fire protection plan than condominium unit. Okay? So, it depends. We have structural fire resistance. So, it is more likely a field of civil engineering. No? In our country, structural calculation methods, substitution rules, thermal response of structural members and connection. We have computation. We have design computation for that. Okay, in civil engineering. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they also have that in architecture. Compartmentalization. So we need barriers for in case of fire. So it is being designed. Protection of openings, penetration in joints. These are what? Part of a building. Opening, doors, windows, okay? Joints, okay? So these are part of the building that we design, we compute, and we analyze. And then number 4, last on this part is what? Egress and occupant movement. Even the exit. So this is where industrial engineers and civil engineers and architects will also matter. And not to exclude other, actually all of this topic must be known to each and every one of us. Particularly when you are going to apply for BFP certificate of competency. That is some sort of what? Equivalent to license. No? You are given the accreditation by BFP to be the one who will design the fire protection engineering areas. That is based on Fire Code of the Philippines, not based on electrical engineering law, not based on mechanical engineering law, not based on civil engineering law, not based on any other law, not based on architectural law, but based on Fire Code of the Philippines. Okay? So if you would like to apply for that equivalent to a license, that is what will certificate of competency. So you have to study all of this, not just egress and occupant. Because I am an industrial engineer, I will only study this one. No, we have to study all of this. All of this, if you want to. That's why PIIE is an organization that converges all of these different engineers and architects in order to study, experiment, observe, and exchange ideas on topics relating to these 4 subjects. Okay? So that is the objective of PIIE. Okay? So we are also, by the way, open for membership. Okay? Either student chapter or professional. That is PIIE. In order to help what? Having our country fire safe. Establish fire code. So, if you are having your what? Mechanical design, so that is not going to be under the fire code. So mechanical design must be not be under fire code. So there must be now what? Delineation, no, of the boundary of practice of what is mechanical design and what is fire protection engineer design. Fire protection engineer design is not mechanical engineer design. It's not electronics engineer design. It's not electrical engineer design. It's not civil engineer design. It's not architect's design. But since we do not have yet the licensure for this, we can design those from the perspective, from the point of view of our own discipline. If we are an architect, so we can design it from the point of view and try to follow life and safety code handbook or NFPA 101, NFPA 13, and so on. In our own area of professional field. So we can do that right now. But I think as soon as the BEP enforces its a mandate, to revitalize, I think, because we have started the law 2008 and then 2019 IRR, and then up to now the law is still suspended because they are still working on the certificate of competency examination. So after that, so the license to practice fire protection engineering will be given to the COC holder of BEP on that field. Okay, so and I'm hoping that someday it will become a separate engineering field and will from BEP to PRC will become fire protection engineer license. I'm hoping for. So I will show you these are the code. Those are the code. So I will open what? So shout out sa ating while I am opening the next document, I would like to thank the organizers of this, mainly the student chapter, PIIE student chapter of Taguig City University. So we have plenty of participants from Colegio de Muntinlupa. I think, if I am not mistaken, we have participants from PUP Manila, and we have participants from UST, and we have participants from Pampanga School, I think, somewhere in Pampanga. So I think we are about 5 different schools. So I hope next year will become revitalized, improve yearly activity with some other areas like games for the students, because I saw the improvement and the popularity right now of what we have done in mechanical engineering students. Right, I am one of the promoters of that during the early years of okay. So during early years, and we can what? We can do it also with regards to fire protection engineering. We have plenty of potential because we accept electrical, mechanical, civil, architect student. And we are the group that accept those different fields. Okay? So, I think wala, sa grupo namin, sa PIPO, hindi nag-aaway-away yung mga iba't ibang engineering fields, no? So, walang ganoon, no? So, nagpapalitan ng ano. So, pagka, for example, one mechanical engineer would like to ask something from electrical, okay? So, exchange of ideas, no? And then architect to mechanical, so on. So, exchanges of ideas. So, for example, I have a model course in civil engineering, which is what? Utilities. In civil engineering, we have what? Building design, which is equivalent to architectural plan in architectural course, no? So architectural design or plan, they also have utilities. What are the utilities that they are studying? Just like us, we have utilities, mechanical, electrical utilities, electronics utilities. Okay? So this is one model course that I use in civil engineering utilities, where I presented. So there are about 50 files, 50 topics, 50 videos that I made for this. So life safety code addresses specific requirements on safety to life, mission continuity, and property protection in both new construction and existing buildings. So what do you mean by life safety code? The code that is it is called NFPA 101. So, navigating the code, 5 major steps in designing, completing 9-step procedure, a jewelry store design, example, and a mall structure design example. So I think I will do it faster so that I will give you some small bits and pieces of how simple and how relevant this fire protection engineering would be. So just like in my earlier slide, there is a question. Are there any schools that offer fire protection engineering? In the Philippines, there are none. In the United States, there are plenty. There are even schools that offer fire protection engineering technology, just like what I've said a while ago. In the Philippines, there are none. However, in the Philippines, we have mechanical engineering, we have civil engineering, and maybe, if I'm not mistaken, architecture that will offer fire protection as a elective. Actually, in mechanical engineering in I think 3 universities in United States, they have Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering with specialization in fire protection. And they also have civil engineering with specialization in fire protection engineering. So it is not impossible for this fire protection engineering to be a track or specialty field in each of those engineering disciplines in our country, because they are being done in other countries. Okay? They're being done. So we can offer this, and actually we can help. Actually, for those of you, if you are a teacher, if you are a professor in schools, UST, PUP, if you are a professor, PIPO can offer, PIPO National can offer to help you establish an engineering discipline or program, or even and specialization by providing you with syllabus, the topics, by providing you with curriculums, okay? Helping you with training for your faculty members, or we can actually offer our members to be adjunct faculty. When I am involved in teaching in UP in Los Baños, we have two? We have two adjunct professor. Adjunct professor is being done in UP. What do we mean by adjunct professor? They are professor in the university, but they are actually part-time professor, but they are committed for a certain period of time to teach in that university, and they are actually full-time in engineering field. They are full-time in private practice, and they are adjunct professor. So it is just a matter of just a matter of negotiation. We will help you offering our manpower experts to facilitate in your school offering of BS Fire Protection Engineering, starting it up. For example, in a very good school is with high potential is Colegio de Muntinlupa. We can help you if you are an engineer, or if you are a professor, if you are actually we are planning to submit a proposal to the president of that school, and also in other school. We are actually working on right now, submitted already several formal and negotiating with Adamson University. Okay, I think there are one or two student or professor from Adamson University right now. So we are actually negotiating for them to have I think fire protection specialty under mechanical engineering. Okay, so that is also useful. Also, if your school have architecture specialization, fire protection, civil engineering specialization, fire protection engineering. So we can help you establish that by because we have connections in EYPEI. We have experts all around the world. They are Filipinos, but they are working all around the world, and they are our members in PIPO. So we can tap their expertise, helping you to offer those kind of disciplines. And also for for the professionals, we would like to invite you to be our member and exchange ideas with us, and create a vibrant organization that help our country and community a fire safe area. Okay. So 5 major steps. These are the 5 major steps. So 1, 2, 3, and as you can see, occupant load is a very important topic in fire protection engineering. Okay, step number 3, occupant load. Hazard of contents, refer to occupancy chapter. So these are the topics that we'll be going to do in order to this chapter refers to the code. These are the bases from the code. So these are not my opinion, because this is my topic. Okay? This is based on the code, which is called Life Safety Code 101, which is a referral. This is a referral code of Fire Code of the Philippines. Okay? What do you mean by referral code? For example, National Building Code of the Philippines. There are referral code like Mechanical Engineering Code, Electrical Engineering Code are referral codes. of National Building Code. That is what we mean by that. Meaning to say, Philippine Electrical Code and Mechanical Engineering Codes are part and parcel of National Building Code by just the National Building Code referring to them. Okay. So therefore, in the same manner, we are studying NEPEI 101 because it is a referral code of Fire Code of the Philippines. So those are the the steps. So there are 9 steps and 5 of which are the are the core steps. So we will use those steps in order to show you how to design. So there are plenty of design in fire protection engineering, and one of which is this one, no? Just like what I've said, occupancy load, occupant load being designed, no? For example, this one, code requirement for a jewelry store. Let us design. Okay, so what do we need when we are going to put up a jewelry store inside a mall? For example, code requirement for a problem. So this is a jewelry store and placed inside a mall. What is the relevant information there? Because this is what? A populated, very high density populated area. Okay? A new jewelry retail sales operation, a jewelry store occupying all of the 12th floor, take note, 12th floor, that is more than 10 floors. So the fire protection level concerned must be high, okay, as the building rises up, okay, of a multi-tenant building and uses what? 465 square meters of area or 95% of the floor area for sales purposes. Okay. So that is the given situation. So let us step by step do the design, occupancy, classification. Okay. So occupancy classification. So according to the code, mercantile. This is a form of mercantile type of occupancy because the definition says that it is the type of business for display and sale of merchandise. So that is a mercantile type of occupancy. Therefore, the code requirement is chapter 36 and 37. So referring to what? NFPA 101 or the life safety code. So we will go to that later. So it is important to be able to determine which chapter are relevant for our purpose. Okay? Mercantile occupancy. So number 2, is it new or existing? Okay. So because of the given problem, we can define existing as a building erected or officially authorized prior to the effectivity date of the adoption of this code. So let us make the critical determination of the date. Okay. Is this building? What is the date? With respect to the effectivity of this code. Okay. With respect to judging whether a building should be considered existing, the deciding factor is not when the building was designed or when construction started, but rather the date plans were approved. So what is the date of approval of the building? So who will approve the design of fire protection? BFP. So BFP approval date, that is our contention date. Okay. If that is existing or not. Versus what? The date of the code. Okay? So, new or existing, so we can, since the jewelry store used in this example was occupied, subsequent to adoption of the code being enforced, we determined that the life safety features required are those that apply to new construction. Okay, so from the problem. Okay, so step number 3, occupant load. So let us compute occupant load. The occupant load in any building or portion thereof shall be not less than OL. What is OL? OL is equal to floor area divided by OLF or occupant load factor. What is the unit of this formula? The unit of measure is number of persons. How many? So what is the unit of floor area? Square meter. What is the unit of OLF? Square meter per person. Therefore, the unit of OL is number of persons. Okay. So the principle of this code is to provide means of egress for maximum probable number of occupants. Egress. Okay, meaning to say, it is important for the code to determine the number of occupants because we want to design the size of the lobby, the size of the door, exit door. Okay, not to attempt to limit occupants to a number of commensurate with available means of egress. Okay? So, however, limits of occupancy are specified in certain special cases for other reason. For example, we have a table from the code. Okay? So, mercantile use. So, we can what? We can find out what is the occupant load factor or OLF from this. Okay? So this is the design table, okay, for occupant load. So there are 3 columns. One is the description of the usage or the occupancy, and the other 2 are the OLF numbers, which indicate to the second column is English unit, second column is metric, okay, or SI unit. So occupant load is the maximum probable number of occupants present at any time. Present at any time. Okay? At any given time. That is the maximum. Okay? So, all factors are expressed in gross area unless marked net. So, there are other ways of computing that. And letter B, in finding occupant load in mercantile occupancies where 2 or more floors directly accessible from streets exist, each such floor is permitted to be considered a street floor. And therefore, OLF is equal to 40 from that table, right? Because of this condition, okay? So, gross FA of sales space per person, okay? So, equivalent to what? 3.7 square meter per person. If we go back to the table, but I cannot go back, so let's go forward. In finding occupant load in mercantile occupancies with no street floor, 3.3.271, but with access directly from the street by stairs or escalators, the floors at the point of entrance to the mercantile occupancy is considered the street floor. There are many conditions to be considered. Okay. If both gross and net area are given for the same occupancy, calculation shall be by letter A, applying the gross area to the gross area of portion of the building devoted to use for which the gross area is specified, and letter B, applying the net area to the net area of the portion of the building devoted to use for which the net area figure is specified. So because of that, for the occupant load given in this situation, OL is equal to FA over OLF, therefore is equal to 465 square meter, which is just the 95% of the total area of the business, and the rest is 465 times 0.05. Okay, so actually you can do this calculation by just dividing, no, in order to find out the 100%. It is just being what asked, what is the 100% area of the so it is similar to 465 divided by 0.95, right? Which is what? For the occupant load, is equal to 5.6. For mercantile, occupant load factor 2.8 for business, because there is what? There is a little area for business only. Business area is where the area is used for business, but not for selling or displaying of products. So that is entirely for business purpose, but not for selling and display. Okay. So how much is that? Only 5% of the area is used for business. 95% is for mercantile. So let us compute all of this. 441.75 divided by 5.6 plus 23.25 divided by 2.8. So the answer is 87.2 persons, or we can say 88 persons, is present at any given time. Maximum number of persons present at any given time. Okay? So let's go to step number 4. Hazards of content shall be the relative danger of, letter A, the start and spread of fire, smoke or gases generated, and explosion. So these three must be analyzed, because these are hazard. So or other occurrences potentially endangering the lives and safety of occupants of the building or structure. Hazard of content shall be classified by the registered design professional or owner. Who is the registered design professional? Civil engineer, mechanical engineer, electrical engineer. Design professional, okay. Civil engineer, professional mechanical engineer, professional electrical engineer, professional electronics engineer, architect. Okay, so those are some of the examples of registered design professional. Okay, registered meaning license. They are allowed by law to practice their profession. Okay, that is the meaning of registered. Or owner. It could be the professional or the owner. Okay. So and submitted to the AHJ. Who is AHJ? Authority having jurisdiction in our country, it is the building official. Okay? Or in the perspective of building fire code to the Philippines, it is what? BFP, Bureau of Fire Protection. Okay? BFP is the AHJ. For review and approval on the basis of the character of the contents and the processes or operations conducted in the building or structure. Ayan. If different degrees of hazards of contents exist, okay, we shall use the most hazardous. Okay? So there are several levels. One area, this type of hazard. Another area, this type of hazard. Another area, this amount of hazard. So we will use the most hazardous, okay, to control the entire area. Okay? So there are three types: low hazard of contents. Ordinary hazard of contents shall be classified as those that are likely to burn with moderate rapidity or give off as considerable volume of smoke. While high shall be classified as those with extreme rapidity or from which explosions are likely. Okay? So in our case, in the given situation, it is ordinary hazard of content because there is no such extreme. Okay? The business is only engaged in selling jewelry, display and selling jewelry. I don't think there is enough volume of hazardous chemicals that might be present. No? There are a little hazardous chemical that may be present because I am familiar with jewelry. I came from a province with gold mining, and actually that is one job that I went through, miner. Okay? So I know that there are a small portion of chemicals that we need in order to separate some elements to another. Okay? So, and there are another type of chemicals that we use a small amount for cleaning. So, but I do not think that those small amounts could cause explosion for that matter. So that's why in this situation, the given condition only requires us to have ordinary type of hazard. So number 5 step. Refer to occupancy chapter. So we already know that we need to go to chapter 36 and 37. So already done all of the steps, 5 steps. We could therefore go directly to the specific provision of chapter 36 because we are actually dealing with new. Chapter 37 is for existing construction. So for new, that is chapter 36. So only one chapter must be studied, must be satisfied, must be complied with before submitting our fire protection engineering plan to BFP. This is chapter 36. Okay. So next we identify the subclass. So Is it class A, B, C, or other class? So the classification is based on area. So the area is 465, but not more than 2,800. So we can classify our given situation on our step number 6. It is classified as B, Class B mercantile occupancy. Step number 7, proceed to applicable chapter. So we then locate the requirements of chapter 36 that is specifically applied to Class B mercantile. So not all of chapter 36, but only those Class B occupancies and those requirements that apply across all sub-classification of, meaning general requirements, okay? In addition to specifics. So step number 8, 2 or more requirements could give us problem if there are what? Mixed. No? Note that chapter 36 does not repeat the requirements found in chapters 1 to 4 and chapter 6 to 10 because the code mandatorily references the use of those chapters. So there is no what? There is no conflict between chapters 36 and 1, 4 and 6 to 10. Special structure or not. So let's go to this last step because the jewelry store is located in the high-rise portion of the building. Section 36.4.2 requires compliance with the high-rise building requirements of section 12.8. I think because this is more than 10 floors, okay? High-rise. So in this problem, we recognize that we need chapters 1 to 4, chapters 6 to 10, chapters 11, a portion of it, for the general requirements, and only chapter 36 for specifics, okay? And apply and required to be satisfied by this design. Okay? So the selection process of the problem. Okay, so we're able to design a jewelry store with only these following requirements. So very, very clear. So if you are designing, for example, civil engineering design, you have to reference it from every chapter of the National Building Code, every chapter of National Structural Code, and so on. There are so many things to consider. Okay? So, therefore, we can do this for civil engineering, for mechanical engineering, for electrical engineering, for electronics engineering, for architect, so that it's very easy to have the design process. Okay, so I will show you the last example of how to implement a fire protection engineering plan. Okay. Okay, so we have another example, code requirements for a mall structure. How to design a mall structure. So problem situation, small, 2-story mall, where 2 tenant spaces formerly occupied by a shoe store and a children's clothing store, each with 465 square meter for sales purposes. So are to be gutted, combined in area, and outfitted. So there is a renovation going on to change the type of occupancy for this business. Okay? So situation for a new tenant that will sell sporting goods, the new tenant will occupy 929 square meters of floor area for sales purposes. Okay. So let us design using the code. Code requirements for the problem. How to solve this? This is the solution. Again, let us implement the 9-step design process with the 5 major steps written on dotted rectangle. Okay. Let us start with number 1, occupancy load. Occupancy classification. We first identify the rehabilitation work that will require compliance with the provision of Chapter 43, Building Rehabilitation, because it is an existing structure, but we will just rehabilitate, modify. Okay. And that such work falls into rehabilitation category of modification, as explained further in this situation. There is a specific definition of term of technical terminology, rehabilitation. What do we mean by rehabilitation? Also, the type of occupancy is mercantile because it is going to display and sell product, which is shoes. Right? Okay, so step number 2, is it new or existing? So I think this is what modification does not involve change in mercantile subclassification. So the provisions of section 36.1.1.6 and 37.1.1.6 do not mandate compliance with the requirements for new construction. Therefore, it is existing. Okay. So the rehabilitation to be performed must be classified as repair, renovation, modification, or reconstruction work. Reconfiguration of the space leads to classifying the work as modification. Okay. So, therefore, that's the provision of this code points us to Chapter 37, which is the code chapter for existing construction. Okay. So, in the previous example, we are using Chapter 36. Now we are using Chapter 37. So, newly constructed elements, component system must comply with the requirements of other section of the code applicable to new construction. Therefore, the portions of 36 for new mercantile will also apply. This only pertains to the addition that is being done on the existing one. It is an existing one, but the addition is new. So that's why there are certain portion, small portion of this that will also applicable for new. Okay. The next chapter, occupant load computation. The occupant load in any building or portion thereof shall be not less than OL. OL is equal to the formula FPE over OLF. So that is equation that we need to solve. So again, maximum probable number of occupants, okay, for the egress, so that we have a safe egress of people going out from the burning or damaged building. Okay, so we need maximum number of occupants to be safe. Not to attempt to limit occupants, not to attempt, the code is not against business. Okay? It does not limit the number of clients. Okay? But it specifies number of means of egress. If you have more clients, okay, but we need more exit. We need bigger exit. We need wider exit. Okay, so that is what we mean by the objective of the code. Okay. However, limits of occupancy are specified in certain special cases for other reasons. So, mercantile, again, we have 2.8, okay, and 3.7, okay, 5.6, okay. So, we have what? Second floor, first two floors. Okay? So, as the given, occupant load is the number of occupants present at any given time. All factors are expressed in gross area unless marked net. So we can use again 3.7 per person because that is our value here. No? 3.7. That is what? This one. No? 3.7. Those are corresponding to sales area on 2 or more street floors. There are 2 floors, but one is street floor, one is not. No, we can consider the other one also a street floor because it is according to the given where 2 or more floors directly accessible from the street. Okay? So there is a provision in the building or in the mall that allows the occupants to directly go out of the building to the street. Okay? Directly go to the street from that space. Okay? So therefore, we have the provision, and therefore applying those conditions in this portion of the building. Okay, so 2-story mall, 465 per floor because there are 2-story. Right? Second floor has direct entrance by the stairs. There is the direct entrance going to the second floor. That's why the direct entrance also could be used as direct egress. Okay? People can get out from that same stairs away from the burning building, if that would be the case later on. Okay? So, for the occupant load that is given in the situation, therefore, 465 divided by 3.7 plus 465 divided by 3.7 because there are 2 floors. A total of 251.4 persons or 252 persons. Maximum number of persons present at any given time. Now, let's go to hazards of contents. So, shoes. The business is selling shoes. Therefore, I think there is no start and spread of fire, smoke or gases generated, explosion. So normal, right? We can what? We can say that it is what? Ordinary. Right? Ordinary hazard is the given situation. Okay? There is no possible explosion. There are no elements that will make us to think that there must be an explosion. Okay? Or spark, continuous creation of starting of fire. It is normal situation. It is the same with other normal businesses, no? Meaning so there are no special elements, there are no special components, okay, that allows us, that gives us the idea that this is high hazard contents, but it is just ordinary. So number 5 step, note that the occupancy involved is mercantile and involved chapter 36 and chapter 37. So subclassification. Previous tenants were both class B mercantile occupancy. Therefore, the new tenant that will occupy the combined spaces will be also class B mercantile occupancy. Sports goods occupies more than 280 but less than 2,800. So this is classified as class B. Then proceed to applicable chapter. What are the applicable chapters? So requirements at chapter 36, small portion of it, and chapter 37 for existing, and then those requirements that apply across all subclassification of mercantile occupancies. So 2 or more requirements. Do we have? Note that 36 and 37 do not repeat the requirements. And chapter 43 is the rehabilitation chapter. We need to comply with chapter 43 in addition to chapter 37 and 36. Chapter 36 again for new. Chapter 37 existing, because this is a rehabilitation work. There are parts of the areas which are added, that is new. There are parts that are old, which are existing. So the last step, special structure or not, because a sports goods store is located in the street level portion of the building, there is no additional requirement to be complied with, unlike if this is level 12 or 12 floor and above. Okay, so just like what I've said, the higher it is, the greater the demand for prior protection would be. Okay, so again, chapter 1 to 4, chapter 6 to 10, general requirements, and chapter 36, 37, specific requirement, including chapter 43 for rehabilitation work. So therefore, we're able to summarize the steps that we need to do. So how many chapters is the code? 43 chapters. We will only use these applicable requirements from the code. 1 to 10, okay, except 5. 1 to 10 except 5 is actually general requirements for any type of occupancy. 36, 37 is the requirement for mercantile application, while chapter 43 is the requirement for rehabilitation. Okay, so this ends my presentation of fire protection engineering that actually involves each and every discipline, like industrial engineers. If you are in the mall, I don't have the actual example today, but because of the smoke in a mall during occurrence of fire, the safety officers of the malls, the officers of the mall, the security officer and the safety officers of the mall must have a systematic approach for those type of emergencies so that stampede should be avoided. So that is the problem for industrial engineering design. That is a design. Okay? Industrial engineers will design policy. Industrial engineers will design the procedure, the steps that must be taken, each and every step. So just like what we are summarizing in 2 examples that I presented for the design of fire protection plan, industrial engineers also is important in this field because we need to have a written policy, written step by step, what will happen, who are the responsible person in case something happen. Assign responsibilities, when, where, what to do. Those are the type of policy that must be designed by an industrial engineer. So that is panic management. And we are designing with respect to the behavior of the human beings inside a dense area, public dense area. Okay? So for civil engineering students or civil engineers, and also for architects, almost the same requirement for architectural plan, building design systems. We are incorporating this as our utilities in our utilities as one important area in utilities. Okay? I think there are utility 1 and 2 in architecture, and also utilities 1 and 2 in civil engineering. So that is one type of design procedure that we need to do in order to accommodate. So this design process could be included in our specification guidelines in our engineering plan. Okay. So for example, we have engineering plan. Okay. So I have plenty of engineering plan right here. Okay. Okay. So we can put that specifications in our engineering plan under the subtopic fire protection. So this summary, okay? What is what are the codes that governs our design of fire protection? Okay. So we have to state that, no? Just like we are doing in structural, just like we are doing in other civil engineering design. We are using what? ACI, we are using AISC, we are using AASTO, we are using DPWH, DO. Okay? So we are using all of those standards and codes. The same is true. In similar manner, we can use those and write it down on our engineering plan and subtitled fire protection. Okay. And for mechanical engineering, similarly, you have what? Pumps, pump system or pipings, sprinkler. So sprinkler could be under master plumber, could be under sanitary. So also, nothing is wrong with mechanical engineering engineers designing that. So I could actually design that under master plumber because I am not a professional mechanical engineer. I am not a professional electrical engineer. I will design that under master plumber because that is distribution of water. Okay, any type of water is under master plumber. Okay, clean water, potable water, what wastewater, dirty water is under master plumber. So I can do that too under that license, right? So anyway, civil engineers, architect, mechanical engineering student are allowed to take the board exam for master plumber. And mind you, our dear student, master plumber can sign and seal just like an engineer. It has a sign and seal authority. Okay? So I think that's all for my topic, and I would allow question from our participants, and I would like to return back to our MC the control of the meeting for the next program. Okay, so if there are questions and answer, I would be willing to answer. And therefore, thank you everyone for having this time with us. And we're always here. We are from PIPO. We are from IIEE Metro West Chapter for electrical engineering student and professional. You are welcome to join IIEE or electrical engineers organization. Also, we are welcoming you to join PSME or the Pambansang Samahan ng Engineero Mechanical. So for mechanical engineers and students. Also PICE for Institute of Civil Engineers. But right now we are not in direct contact with the professional organization of PICE. We are directly under the PICE East Metro, but actually the chapter that we are following is the UAE chapter, which always invites us for all of their activities. So PICE, we need to contact our East Metro chapter, but right now we are content with UAE, but no harm in connecting with the right chapter, which is East Metro. Also, our BS, Industrial Technology, Electrical Technology course, which is a 4-year course, is under our IIEE Metro West chapter. So, which is one of the partners of this gathering today. So, and PIIE is of course a national organization of professional, and also we have a chapter in our school. And what else? So I will I would like to return back the floor to our MC, and for those who are not mentioned, paki-ano na lang, paki-mention na lang, Mr. MC. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone.
Ayan, maraming salamat, Doc Zantua. Maraming salamat po, Doc, sa napakadetalyeng diskusyon. Talaga namang maraming bagong aral ang napulot namin ngayong gabi. Again, sir, maraming salamat po. So, ayan, dumako naman tayo sa question and answer portion. Wait lang po. So, anyone po na gusto magtanong, please, sir? Pwede po kayong maglapag ng iyong mga katanungan sa may comment section, or pwede po kayong mag-raise ng hand kung gusto nyo pong mag-open ng mic.
Pinapa-remind ko lang kay Pres Kapulong, pwedeng paki-screenshot ng mga ano natin habang meron pa tayong maraming participants. Kanina umabot tayo ng 167, no? So ngayon we are 148. So paki-screenshot para meron tayong documentation.
So anyone po gusto magtanong? Comment lang po or raise your hand.
Kung wala naman, okay lang din. Kung wala namang
Sir, mukhang wala po.
magtatanong,
Opo.
meron pong ilalagay, ipopost si Pres Kapulong na link para sa attendance, para sa inyong certificate. So at fill up lang po yung link na yon at go back to you, MC.
Okay, so move on na tayo sa closing remarks na pinangungunahan ni Engineer Dennis B. Abisamis, Advisor of Philippine Institute of Industrial Engineers, Taguig City University Student Chapter. Sir?
Okay, good evening. It's been a while, no? Meron tayong less than 3 hours na meeting with the doctor. In behalf of the Philippine Institute of Industrial Engineers, Taguig City University College of Engineering and Technology, we'd like to extend our warmest congratulations to Dr. Z. Idol natin yan parate, no? All of us ay gustong sumunod sa kanya mga mahabang hakbang. Anyway, the title of the seminar is very timely because March ngayon, and March is being observed as fire prevention month here in the Philippines. This is the perfect time to discuss and raise awareness about the causes, hazard, as discussed by our distinguished speaker, and then the dangers of fire. The Fire Prevention Month campaign, according to the measure, which is parlayed by the people in, of course, with the coordination of the BFP, they are promoting the safety consciousness among our people every day of the year as a positive preventive approach to a problem that can be solved by more caution, vigilance, sobriety, the exercise of common sense, and of course, and respect for the law. Respect at nakita natin, no, ang daming module na pinresent sa atin ng ating speaker. Perhaps majority of us is now aware of the pertaining law na senior sa atin ni Dr. Apollo Zantua. March is one of the hottest month of the year. It marks the beginning of the summer season here in the Philippines. It also the month that has one of the most alarming fire incidents in the country. Based on the data furnished by the Bureau of Fire Protection, of course, this is in connivance with the people. As we observe this advocacy campaign, we should exercise vigilance and be more aware and knowledgeable about the fire prevention to keep ourselves and our family safe. Fire incidents are potentially deadly and very dangerous, but by following this safety precaution, as parlayed again by our speaker, from them, which is the authority for this and the Bureau of Fire Protection, we can prevent untoward incidents from ever happening. Kung mangyayari man siya, at least we are lessening the chances of the incident, no? Just remember that having the presence of mind in any situation, ang sabi nga ni Dr. Zantua ay panic management, no? This can also spell the difference between being a victim and being a fire survivor. In line with the educating the public on fire prevention, the people and the BFP also encourage everyone to get involved and actively participate in fire drills conducted by your barangay, your school, and of course your place of employment and local government units. Fire drills are essential and allows everyone a chance to rehearse proper evacuation procedures. This also train participants, including us, to behave rationally amidst the crisis. So, before we end, I would like to extend my congratulatory remark to our distinguished speaker, Dr. AP Zantua. Good night and keep safe, everyone.
Maraming salamat po sa napakagandang mensahe, Engineer Dinis Abis-Abis. So now we encouraging everyone to offer their cams bago po tayo magtapos. Let's have a photo op po muna. Especially po sa mga PIPO officers. Thank you again, Sir Abis-Abis. Ayan, BP. Kuya Aid. Pwede pong pa-picturean.
Smile na lang po tayo. 1, 2, 3.
6 slides po ang lahat. So, keep smiling lang po muna.
Isa pa. 1, 2, 3. Thank you po.
May awarding po pala ng e-certificate for
sorry.
Sir
Next
Zantua.
tayo.
Awarding po muna bago po. Ayan po. Kuya Aid, BP, technical.
This certificate from the College of Engineering and Technology, Taguig City University. This certificate of appreciation is hereby granted to Dr. Apollo Pablo U. Zantua for his phenomenal and worthy presentation on topic fire protection engineering organized by PIPO, Taguig City University Student Chapter. Given this 21st day of March 2023 at Taguig City University, Philippines, signed by Mr. Seldon Tiniala, President of PIPO, TCUSC, Ms. Shaira May Esplita, Chairman of the program, and to our speaker, Dr. Apollo Pablo Q. Zantua, advisor of PIPO TCUSC, and to Mr. Joel Evangelista, program coordinator.
Next po.
May comment lang ako kasi ito kasi ay ang speaker ay supposed to be hindi ako, kaya ako yung nakapirma dito sa certificate. Kaya lang yung ating dalawang speaker na naimbitahan ay dahil sa kapos na panahon ay hindi nakapag ano ngayong araw. Kaya nangyari, ako na rin yung speaker, ako na rin yung nag-invite, no? Parang ako na lang yung nag-invite sa sarili ko, ano? So anyway, thank you very much. Siguro i-request ko na lang na yung pangalan ko dyan na advisor iba na lang. Halimbawa si Dean o kaya si Sir Abe, kanya na lang pumirma na iba. Hindi na lang ako. No? Yung mga ibang ano na lang.
Okay po,
Pipirma
sir.
dyan. Saka hindi na natin kailangan nilagay pa yung pangalan ko dyan ulit. Kasi ako na yung magre-receive. Ako pa rin yung magbibigay. No?
Okay po, sir. Thank you po. Next po. Kuya.
This certificate of appreciation is hereby granted to People National for joining this webinar on topic Fire Protection Engineering organized by People TCUSC given this 21st day of March 2023 at Taguig City University, Philippines. Signed by Mr. Seldon Piniala and Ms. Shaira, President of People TCUSC, Ms. Shaira M.A. Esplita, Chairman of the program, Dr. Apollo Pablo U. Zantua, Advisor of People TCUSC, and Mr. Joel Evangelista, Program Coordinator.
Thank you, kuya. Next po. Wait po.
This certificate of appreciation is hereby granted to Engineer Rico A. Hineta Jr., Certified Plant Mechanical Engineer, Registered Master Electrician, and Registered Master Plumber for giving opening remarks and participation on topic Fire Protection Engineering organized by People, Taguig City University Student Chapter. Given this 21st day of March 2023 at Taguig City University, Philippines. Signed by Mr. Seldon Piniala, President of People, TCUSC, Ms. Shaira May Esplita, Chairman of the program, Dr. Apollo Pablo U. Zantua, Advisor of People, TCUSC, and Mr. Joel Evangelista, Program Coordinator.
And lastly po,
This certificate of appreciation is hereby granted to Engineer Dennis B. Abesamis, Professional Industrial Engineer, for giving closing remarks and participation on topic Fire Protection Engineering, organized by People, Taguig City University Student Chapter, given this 21st day of March 2023 at Taguig City University, Philippines. Signed by Mr. Seldon Tiniala, President of People, TCUSC, Ms. Shaira M.A. Esplita, Chairman of the program, Dr. Apollo Pablo U. Zantua, Advisor of People, TCUSC, and Mr. Joel Evangelista, Program Coordinator.
so ayun lamang po. Thank you so much for joining this webinar, lalo na po sa People National, faculty members of TCU College of Engineering and Technology, lalo na po sa mga sa different organization, universities out there. Thank you po sa inyo sa pag-join. We hope to see you all soon again in our future webinars. Please wait na lang po sa pag-issue ng e-certificate. Make sure po na nakapag-fill up po kayo. Masasend po yan sa inyong mga Gmail accounts po. Yes po.
Yeah, Teldon, wait lang. Good afternoon po. Good evening po sa lahat. Excuse me lang po. Pwede po stay lang po tayo saglit sa Zoom meeting. Inaayos ko lang po yung problem po dun sa G-form. Then isasend ko po siya ulit. Kasi meron din po ata naging problem dun sa last part nung mga G-form. So ayusin ko lang po din resend ko bago po kayo mag-leave. Thank you. Tapos yung mga iba po na nag-send ng response na hindi nagsagot dun sa question number 1 and question number 2, sorry to say po, pero kapag wala kayong sinulat na sagot doon, hindi po kayo bibigyan ng e-certificate. Thank you.
Thank you po.
While we are waiting for that, siguro mga 5 minutes lang naman yan. Mag-ano tayo? Press Sheldon. Mag-screenshot ng mga picture page by page kasi there are 6 or 7 pages ito.
Opo,
na
sir.
Participants. Paki-screenshot. Sana mag-ano kayo, on ng camera.
Okay,
Naka-off lang yung sound pero yung camera sana naka-on para sa pictorial.
Again po, please open cam. Sino po ang available?
Pa-open na lang po ng camera. First page po tayo. Okay. Magbibilang po ako. 1. Pa-open na lang po lahat ng camera. Wait lang po natin yung iba. Picture na po ako. 1, 2, 3, smile. Second page po tayo. Tama, wala po muna mag-off ng camera. Picture po ulit ako. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Third page po tayo. Wait lang po Ay, mag-screenshot. Uy. Paki-on lang po yung camera. Thank you po. 1, 2, 3. Last page po. Paki-on na lang po ng camera. 1, 2, 3. Thank you po. Okay na po.
First mark, ayun na ba yung yung latest na evaluation form? Yung 904 kakasend lang. So bago lang yung link, paki-fill up na lang po. Maraming salamat. Good night and God bless us all po. Salamat ulit.
Thank you, Pres. Good night.
Thank you po.
Yung mga yung mga pipo, mahuli na tayong umalis. Yung mga pipo.
Noted, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sige, thank you.
Thank you po. Thank you, Sir
Thank you kay Sir
Zantua.
Dennis,
Thank you po.
kay
Thank you, sir.
Engineer
Thank you po,
Renita,
sir.
Engineer
Thank you,
Correction,
Sir
Engineer
Zantua.
Abisamis,
Thank you rin
Engineer
po, Dr.
Fulpa.
Zantua.
Thank you. Sige, thank you. Yung mga engineer dyan na hindi ko nabati, hindi ko maano sa sobrang dami. Thank you sa inyo. Lalo na sa mga estudyante natin.
Sabi na.
Kolehiyo, di Muntinlupa, Taguig City University, UST, PUP, Adamson University, Don Hinorio, Ventura School. Thank you. Thank you sa lahat. Maiwan lang yung mga pipo.
Thank you po, sir.
Sir, thank you po. Good
Thank you po.
Maraming salamat, sir.
Bye.
So yung mga pipo, magano tayo, uniform. Tapos mag-picture tayo. Kasi April pa natin magagamit tuloy yung uniform. So, pa-picture muna tayo ngayon. Yung next event natin sa April pa. So, yung iba, kung may mga uniform yung iba, di magano rin kayo, picturean din kayo. Kami sa Pipo, meron kaming uniform. Andyan din yata si Sir Kimura, di ko nabati.
Wala po, sir. Wala po, Sir Kimura.
Wala ba? Hindi nakaano. So, yan, Kasi si Sir Kimura kaya ko naalala kasi nagandahan si Sir Kimura sa sa uniform. Sana kako sir magpagawa ka rin sana. Kaya lang hindi siya nagpagawa eh. So, thank you sa mga nag-sponsor. Nandito pala si Engineer Prado Thank you sa So, ngayon ko lang napansin.
Dr. Zantua, okay na po yung J-form. Alis na rin po ako. Thank you po.
Sige. Thank you.
Thank you din, Engineer Zantua, sir. Thank you. Exit na din ako,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you sa pag-attend.
Thank you. Thank you din, sir. Bye po.
Yan, si Engineer Prado. Dito rin yan galing sa atin sa TCU. Na naging engineer, naging mechanical engineer. Yung mga pipo, paki-open nyo yung camera nyo para mapicturean. Baka hindi naka-uniform. Yan. Okay. Okay na.
Ako na lang po magte-take ng picture, sir.
Sandali, ano ko lang yung mga participants na hindi pipo, ano ko na muna. Tanggalin, no? Tanggalin ko na muna kasi hindi naman sila pipo.
Baka nakaidlip na yun, sir.
Oo. Para matira na lang yung mga... dito rin pala siya na. Engineer John Mark Gutierrez. Ha? Yan ang ano. Ha? Naging engineer yun dyan dito. Mechanical engineer. So marami palang mga ano ha. Nagatin na mga engineer ha. So alin pa yung mga hindi pipo. Villarama. Pipo ba ito si Mr. Villarama?
Yes, sir.
Pipo yan. Okay.
Yung PSIT elect.
Okay, okay. So mga pipo na lang nandito. Si John Lloyd narito, pipo ba yan?
Hindi po, sir.
Hindi po, sir.
Hindi naman. So alisin na muna natin.
Pati si Jamal Ponsalan po.
Jamal Ponsalan, sir.
Saka si Jamal, no?
Kasi PSIT elects, dalawa po.
Saka BSIT elect. So tanggalin ko na muna.
Yung Jamal, sir, Ponsalan.
Jamal to. Nakatulog na to. Ayan. Okay na. Wala na. Lahat na pipo.
Opo, sir.
Pakita nyo sa picture yung ano nyo, uniform para pare-pareho. Yan. Kasi uniform. Yan.
Ako na po magte-take. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Isa pa po. 1, 2, 3.
So merong serious.
Okay na po, sir. Serious space.
Then mamaya naman, wacky naman.
1, 2, 3.
Wacky na ba?
Opo, sir. Kayo po.
Sige. Wacky naman.
Lamig.
Ano tayo?
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Isa pa po. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Okay na po, sir.
Okay, sige. So, thank you. At least sa susunod, sa April, face-to-face na. Doon tayo sa auditorium. Bigay mo
Okay
sa
po,
akin
sir.
na Brisel doon yung para ma-edit ko yung gagawing letter. Sige,
Yes, sir.
thank you.
Thank you po. Thank you po.
Thank you.